everyone voting. Everyone. So it is our purpose in the state senate to try to restore your vote. But you need to be sure that whoever's going to be the next governor commits to signing this bill into law. My final comment is, again, those of you who haven't read it need to subscribe to the Brennan Center's for Justice on Jim Crow, and you will understand that historically that this bill had absolutely nothing to do with anything other than disallowing blacks to vote. And so that I'm not speaking anything that's not historically prospective. We need to change that. We need to reverse that. We're here today to talk about this bill and fighting to make sure that we give back the rights to those who have served their time in prison. Thank you so much.
No more Jim Crow, let us go. 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 Our next speaker is Senator Mr. Bill Perkins. No more Jim Crow, let us go. 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 Let me begin first by thanking my colleague, Senator Ruth Hassel Thompson, for the extraordinary leadership that she is giving on this issue, as well as so many other criminal justice issues that are facing people in our state. This is one of the most significant civil rights issues that we face today.
That's right.
Especially because of the fact that so many who are being denied this opportunity to vote are of color, black and Latino especially, and because this policy stems from an era of Jim Crow, an era when these laws were designed specifically to prevent African Americans and other people of color from the opportunity to participate as voters in this democracy. There is actually no good reason why we should deny these individuals the opportunity to vote, to participate in a democracy, to be able to make decisions about their families and about their communities, as is the American way. And so it is our commitment as being led by Senator Ruth Hassel Thompson to guarantee that these rights will be restored and that this form of discrimination, this form of disenfranchisement will no longer smear the face of our democracy in the way that reveals the kind of racism that has been such a part of the legacy of Jim Crow in this country. Thank you very much. No more Jim Crow, let us vote. No more Jim Crow, let us vote. No more Jim Crow, let us vote. Our next speaker also is on parole and also been incarcerated, Hector Martinez.
Good morning. My name is Hector Martinez. I'm a voice for vocal. And I work for Turning Point as a health educator. The reason I'm here is representing those 41,000. I'm one. Today I work. I pay taxes. I serve my community as an HIV tester. And I'm taking on my responsibility. But it seems that for a simple thing that I'm asking, as a sign, as humble, is that I would like to vote.
That's right.
And I would like to vote because I like my representatives to be able to actually do in our communities and for our children, for our niece, our nephews. And in reality, since I'm paying taxes, I should be given that simple right. I am just one of the 41,000, and it's a pleasure to be here. Estoy aquí hoy representando el pueblo hispano. Me llamo Héctor Martínez y trabajo por Turning Point. La razón que estoy aquí es que, sinceramente, soy uno de 41,000 que están en Parole y no pueden votar. Ahora, yo trabajo en Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, soy un educador de salud, estoy dando un servicio, estoy ayudando a la comunidad, estoy pagando impuestos, conta que estoy pagando impuestos y todavía no puedo votar. Yo siempre Extiendo todas nuestras necesidades a Sara González, a Feli Ortiz, a todos los representantes. Le doy gracias siempre a Ramón, a Boco, a los senadores, porque ellos siempre están respaldando nuestras comunidades. No porque es algo simple, solamente votar, somos 41,000. Y con eso les digo que muchas gracias.
No more Jim Crow, let us vote. No more Jim Crow, let us vote. No more Jim Crow, let us vote. Our next speaker also been incarcerated on parole. His name is Joseph Hayden, a.k.a. Joseph Hayden, a.k.a. Jazz, who is a plaintiff in a court case challenging felons voters. Disenfranchised in New York because it discriminates against Afro-Americans and Latinos. Hayden, Joseph Hayden.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Good to see you here.
Good afternoon.
Listen, the right to vote is a fundamental right of citizenship in the United States of America. It's a right that shouldn't be taken away under no circumstances.
That's right.
We had the assassination of the leader of the president of Israel, Yitzhak Rabin, and there were people in Israel that wanted to take away his right to vote. This man, the man that killed this president or leader of Israel, they wanted to take away his right to vote. And the Supreme Court in Israel said his right to vote has nothing to do with the crime that he committed.
Hey, right.
That's right.
But he had murdered their leader. And they understood that the right to vote is not connected to anything but citizenship. It's not connected to a crime. It's not something that you can take away. It's not a privilege. It should be a right. And every time they take a busload of our people out of Harlem, Bed-Stuy, South Bronx, Lower East Side, every time they take a busload of prisoners of our community members and take them to prison and brand them as felons, when they take that right to vote away from them, they take that right to vote away from the communities that they belong to too.
That's right.
This is not just about an individual's right to vote, it's about a community's ability to assert its interest in the political process. Without this here, the communities that these men and women come from are weakened. They can't compete. They can't assert their interests. If all the prisoners are coming out of poor people, communities of poor people of color, then those communities suffer as a result of you taking away this vote from their community. Right? And I mean, one of the principles of the revolution here in this country and the founding of this country was no taxation without representation.
Yeah.
Every one of these people in the street that come out here on parole are presumed to be following the law, obeying the law. Working is a condition of being out here. And if they're working, they're paying taxes. And if they're paying taxes, they should have the right to execute their right as a citizen of the United States, which is the right to vote.
Right.
Everybody in this country is entitled to a voice.
Right.
And as previous speakers have noted, these policies come out of an era
Jim Crow era.
of Jim Crow.
That's right.
And if those of y'all that are in the know and that happen to read a book every time instead of watching mainstream media, there's a book out there called The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander. And I suggest that all of you read that.